Is the implication that we're fighting something that's weak against fire? Basilisk? Basilisks are normal. How much of a secret was that? Was that just a shortcut through the middle of the level? Because this seems to be going on for a while, like it might just be more of the normal level, and that button was just a shortcut between different parts of it. Alright. So what we can do here, click, click, click. Throw a few things around. Waiting, and kick, block. I really shouldn't blow Ice Shield that early on, because I'm wasting the first few seconds in the lead up to a skill that I'm going to stop from happening anyway. So it's not the best use of my time. Ow! Rude. I got fixes for that though. Down you go. Come on. Just a little bit more. There you go. You didn't drop anything for me? Why do I even deal with you anymore? Alright, so whereabouts are we? Hello, are you a map? It's a map! That's an unusually early map acquisition. Considering how, ooh, an axe. Considering how not filled in the map is so far, it's a little shocking to see it this early. That's a bunch of DPS and agility and stuff. Oh yeah, those are nice. It does drop my dodge, but it feels like other stats are really high this time around, aren't they? A bunch of crit, a bunch of hit. Let's see. Jesus Christ. That's 3 DPS. That seems to be an improvement over my level 18 item. Probably. I'm going for it. That's a lot of DPS increase, frankly. How's that compared to the oh, I can't use that on the rogue. Any buttons in here? Nope. Alright, well I'm just gonna go ahead and fill these rooms in more obsessively then. So there's a whole path over there I haven't gone in yet, huh? Oh right, that's where I pressed the secret button. That's where that was. Dead end, huh? That feel like that probably means there's a button around. Oh, lever. There's a lever. Alright, well, any chance of me getting lost in this floor is gone now. So I have tools for navigation at the moment. Let's try to fill this little chunk of map in then. Might as well fill this whole area in. Oh, purple barrier. A lever that opens something somewhere. Whoa. What is that? Soul Devourer. Oh, he sounds friendly. Who cares about dodge? Gohan doesn't. Why didn't you dodge? That is accurate, chat. That is accurate. Although it may be irrelevant. Do you have elemental resistances? Not really. As far as I can tell. Setting up the appropriate spells. Here we go. Who's a nasty motherfucker? Yes, you are. You're disgusting. Yes, you are. Ow. You're being a little rude now. Come on, temper off. Kick. Yeah. It's one last spell from you, sir. Is that the sound of... Okay. I thought I heard the sound of an incoming attacker coming on the side. Bloop. There we go. It is a crit and hits ring, which is often what we're going for with the healer. But is it better than some of these ones? I mean, 38 crit's a lot of crit, but it's also 10 awareness. That's a bummer. Let's take a look at that. How does it affect their crit chance, for example? 27? 29. It's only 2%. While losing a whole bunch of awareness. His mana jumps by like 50? Yeah, it does. Probably better off with the awareness. I don't know if it's this crit and hit is worth any of these people losing the amount of core stats they have around. Probably. Chad, I would love to do a Monster Hunter series one day. It's on that incredibly long list of all the things I'd love to do one day. I've definitely thought about it. In fact, Wander and I often talk about doing a co-op series of Monster Hunter Tri on the Wii U. Tri Ultimate. Because we both have access to that. And that very well may be the thing that we do after Divinity Original Sin is done. Oops, wrong taunt. Oh, there's very little guarantee of that, though. Everything's always up in the air until it happens, and even then it's hard. It's never entirely certain if it's going to continue for as much as we want it to. Because as we continue to not be full-time, it's always that time management issue of can we find the time to do all these crazy things. If a brand new Monster Hunter came out, I can almost guarantee you that I would hop right on it. Problem is, the last Monster Hunter is a fucking DS game, which completely throws a spanner in the works because you can't hook up an Elgato to a DS. Like, you just you can't get footage out of it. You have to like go order a custom DS for hundreds of dollars, and those apparently aren't very durable and have a tendency to like stop working. Like, people have literally gotten one of those and not even finished one Let's Play series on their hardware before the thing breaks. And it's like at some point, it's just you can't deal with that kind of cost. So unfortunately, that limits us at the moment to Monster Hunter 3, which is rather irrelevant at this point as far as even Monster Hunter goes, let alone games in general. So it's not the biggest priority, but something that we'd love to do at some point. And who knows when that will be, if ever. And that's the you can use it. That's a description that summarizes every game that I've ever thought about starting, basically. Hey guys, how you doing? Just gonna make a big old mess of your innards, and we're gonna be getting along famously. There we go. Oh yeah, Chinese games. Those are easy to deal with, chat. On a similar note, I've considered things of like, hey, maybe I'll look into that Japanese-only version of Dragon's Dogma Online. It's technically an option. That'd probably be easier than half the Monster Hunter things, but yeah, the problem is, yeah, games that are entirely in a language you can't understand are a little hard to Let's Play. Little bit, as you might imagine. Certainly not going to know what the story is, but some of these games do get language patches from fans. I think it was Phantasy Star Online, the MMO. I don't know what you call that because the games were already called Phantasy Star Online, so I don't know what you call the MMO at that point because you can't really just call it online. But anyway. That game supposedly has a lot of really good fan patches that help you understand that game when you don't understand the language. So it's not inconceivable, but damn, you gotta have some real dedicated people working on that stuff. Filling in the map. Oh, we need a skull key to open that. Weird. So far, these have always been, oh, they call it Phantasy Star Online 2. I guess that makes sense, actually. I guess they never made a 2 yet. They made it in Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2 before. Let's see. So that's the Skull Key's use. We'll go everywhere else instead first, because that's... If anything means forward progress, it's the thing that you have to open up with a key. So we might as well search around, see the side content first that we can find. Hey, friend! How you doing? He's really in love with his own torso, is what we're getting from this. He really just wants to show it off, because, man, he worked so hard on it, yo. You just don't understand. Bra life for bra. Bra, 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 bra. There's definitely a part of me that just feels like I'm clicking on everything at some point. Hey, you. Oh, yeah, I should have tried to deflect that Scorch. That would have been the smart thing to do. Boop, pause, deflect. It didn't work. That's not a deflectable spell. As it turns out. Thankfully, he's not very good at deflecting all of my death. So it works out in the end, you know? We'll be fine. There we go. Here we go. Apparently people are working on a patch for the Monster Hunter game. Yeah, the idea of doing a playthrough of something like that, if I can get a proper patch to get it working, is definitely appealing on some level. Just because if it's one of the things I've specialized on this channel, to some extent, is doing rare Let's Plays. My 4 or 5 some of my most popular shows on this channel so far have been just things people don't really Let's Play. I got a big spike from Shadow Tower, which I unfortunately never finished because that game is very difficult to make yourself get through, frankly. It's not very user-friendly, but no one really played Shadow Tower, so when VatiVigia made a video saying, is Shadow Tower? Is Project Beast going to be a Shadow Tower sequel? Because back in the day, Project Beast was the only name we had for Bloodborne. I got a bunch of views based on that. People coming to figure out what the hell Shadow Tower was. I'm like, I'm the only person that made a Shadow Tower video, yay! And then, aside from that, there's Shovel Knight. What's it called? Shovel Knight, Plague of Shadows, and Wasteland 2 Director's Cut, and I'm blanking a little bit. Dragon's Dogma PC, Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition, and Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. Like, playing the re-releases of various games, or the second versions of games, has gotten me a lot of views because regular Let's Play channels that may have covered the first versions of those games didn't want to just start the whole game over and do a second series of a game that was marginally different. So I've gotten a lot of growth from being the guy that played the second version of various games, and doing rare Let's Plays of stuff like Shadow Tower. So the idea of doing like some sort of Chinese translation, obscure MMO entry into a series that people like could totally be a viable thing for me. But dear lord, do I need to clear some shit off my schedule before I start doing stuff like that. It could be really fun, potentially, to get together with Wander and co-op through a Monster Hunter game. Co-op seems to be the right way to play those kinds of games. Hello, you. A note that reads, I didn't expect you to make it this far. Of course I did. Why else would I write this note? You'll die when I decide so. And I don't write epitaphs. And I won't write epitaphs for your tombs. This guy's just a dick, frankly. What did I do to defend them? I just freaking moved here. I'm like your new neighbor. This is the worst day ever. You're not getting any fruit cake from my family when Christmas rolls around. You know what you did to deserve this treatment. Shame on you. Slowly clearing a map over here. Does this link up to that side? Let's see. That loops together over there. Hey guys, how you doing? Anything over there? No, it's just their spells crackling. Sorry, I just take a quick glance at chat for a second there. Click, click. There we go. Go and deflect the aggro so I can go all out with some of these attacks. You know, for funsies. There we go. I used Arcane Lock because that stops him from doing any attacks until he takes a certain amount of damage, and that amount of damage was his remaining health. So basically I just got to disable that character from using any actions. Probably pointless because it's such a small amount of damage that they're probably just going to die regardless before then, but I found it amusing. And that's all I need. Alright, it's just a dead end. Nope. Still filling in more spots here. Alright, where are we heading on this one? Try not to miss buttons, but it's hard to commit to checking every single wall for buttons, because dear lord, there's a lot of wall in a game. Alright, so we looped around. Wow. In that first chamber I went right instead of left. And so all of this just looped back to right where I was at the beginning. Alright. Let's just fill these little chunks of gray in real quick since I'm right here, and I prefer my map clean. Otherwise, every time I look at my map, my eye will immediately focus on those little pieces of gray, and I won't move on correct. I won't be looking at the parts that still need to be explored at that point. Alright. Just gonna fill some of these things in. We're over by my loot spot, so I might as well just go drop off some loot over there too. Anything over here? Alright. Hello, Red Lyrium loot room. Oh yeah, you said something that you didn't have a link in your post, but it still blocked it as a link. In chat, you may have did some kind of emoticon that involves letters that are normally included in a link, so it probably flipped out or something. Who knows? Who knows, chat? No one will understand Twitch chat in its entirety. We have shoes and we have horn. So we arrange our stuff so I can keep better track of this stuff. There we go. Alright, so shoes, cloth, and garbage. Alright, horn. Strength and agility. Potentially good for melee character, but probably not, because it comes at the cost of 19 parry. So, impact on damage, 0.3. Impact on parry, 2%. That's a little... Huh. I am not sure how to compare that. Oh, it's also 1 bonus crit. So lose 2% parry, but get 1% crit and 0.5% of dodge, while also getting 0.3 DPS. It's probably... it might be an upgrade. Either way, let's not split hairs on it. Alright. Let's go fill in that gray. There we go. If I face north, it just makes it easier to navigate using WASD. You get to be so methodical when they give you a map. Oh yeah, this was just the Skeleton King chamber. Was there anything on the walls over here? There almost could be. I guess while I faced the walls, it would show up at that point. So I never went left over here. Probably a dead-end room. Show is. Any buttons? Come on, buddy. Where you hide the buttons? No? Well, that's a dead end. That sure is a room. All that suspense of seeing that laying in the corner unexplored for all that time. Yeah, 19 may not be I don't think 19 is going to be as time-consuming as 18 was. Just go ahead and fill these in real quick. And here we go. Whoa. Oh, I saw that. I saw what just happened. You're being all smartass with me, aren't you? Oh no, it teleports you right. Let's find the exact square where it teleports you. So we'll stop right here. Is it here? Yes. The X is back, motherfuckers. Alright. Right there. So, it's a hall that doesn't let you pass through it. Let's try... Pew! I did not say to go anywhere. Is it just meant to be a vexing hallway? What if I go backwards? Nope. Alright. Where'd my rock go? Yo, dog, where my rock at? Oh, there it is. Retrieve that. Okay, well, that's a thing. As far as I can tell, there's no wait, let's check right next to the wall. Maybe there'll be like a button that disables it? Other than that, unless there's a switch that turns it off or something, then I may... yeah? I mean, it just flat out might not be a puzzle. In fact, I would have probably been running in... I probably would have been running into that for a while if I hadn't immediately seen this button because of the they put a torch here that made the button really stand out, so I saw it when I was running up and immediately went in there. But normally it would just be a hallway with a corner in it, and since you probably wouldn't have the map yet... Oh yeah, we got the map right there, right? So you only would have gotten the map by finding the button there, so you wouldn't have the map to know what's going on, so it was set up to make you keep running forward and turning right over and over and over and over and over again, and not, like, there's a chance you might have not seen the loop to even realize that you were looping, so you could have just been running in circles over and over again, not knowing that it was looping. But I immediately saw the button and completely, like, that developer's probably watching this series and just, like, wringing his hands like, oh yes, he's going to go into it now. This is the part, let's see him fall for it. And then he probably was, like, really deflated when I immediately saw the button and didn't fall for it at all. That's what I imagine happens. I've been there. I've literally made maps in games before and set traps for people and just been like, oh, I can't wait to see them go into that part. So I know exactly what the mentality is. We should probably start the attacks even if I'm waiting for the cast. Yep, and deflect. Boop! And none of that either. There we go. Just skip all of their early attacks. But they totally set up like a conniving trap to really vex me as the player, but then I kind of got around that. We'll see how that goes. Alright. Setting up my skills. Everything's getting queued up. Alright, we're good. So that was the kind of trap that someone could have spent a lot of time trying to figure out if they didn't have a map to show what was wrong. Although I think the biggest problem the developer runs into with the looping hallways is just the fact that the game skips a little bit at those moments. If the game skips for a second, the performance hitch makes you realize that the game's suddenly loading something, which usually means that you can tell that you're teleporting somewhere. And that kind of gives the whole game away. Let's see, so this item's garbage for... Oh yeah, it's garbage for the healer because it's one-handed, so there we go. It's a main hand wand. Bonus willpower, bonus stamina, loss of awareness. Loss of DPS, but increased damage. So it must be just a way... That's a lot of bonus damage for that much loss of DPS. Huh. So DPS... Yep, that sure is a loss of DPS. Willpower and stamina at the cost of awareness. Willpower increases my armor, doesn't it? So how much armor is that? 30.5. Only half of a armor point. And awareness is what causes damage. Yeah, I don't think this is worth it. So much for that nonsense. Sounds like you're gonna enjoy Dungeon Master mode in Original Sin 2. Conceptually, I'd probably enjoy Dungeon Master 2, because I've always liked the idea of designing a dungeon, but my current lifestyle does not really permit me to spend that kind of time, frankly. Oh, I tried to throw it in there to see if I could put it on the button. It's probably not even a button, frankly. Oh, there goes to level 18. Oh, is that the... It's probably the That's probably that one room with the 4 staircases in it that connects multiple floors together. If I ever get myself into a nice full-time situation with this, there is a decent chance that I would actually sit there and try to design these crazy dungeons for stuff like Divinity or Original Sin 2 or something like that. Just try to send people through them and make video content out of, like, getting Wander and Birdcatcher or someone to go through there as a party after I've made a mess of it. By the way, I'm just making up in my head what Dungeon Master mode is because I've read nothing about Original Sin 2 so far. I'm just assuming that you're talking about... I'm assuming that the standard definition of a Dungeon Master applies, and it's something like what Sword Coast Legends was claiming to have when it kind of didn't. Sword Coast Legends came out, and it was supposed to be like a game that allowed you to do straight up D&D campaigns inside of it, was basically what they seemed to be promising. But then when the game actually came out, it was like, it sounded like you basically just go into pre-made maps, and the Dungeon Master can just kind of has some ability to place enemies, basically, and that's about it. It's go around the corner to get out of the way of that guy. Hey, you. Oh, I was trying to kick that spell, but my other skill interrupted it. Kick. Alright, here we go. That's a harpoon. Harpoon. Instant attacks, that'll take a chunk out of him. None of that now, you hear? None of that. I'm all getting ready for a spell deflect, but all he does is the one that I can't do much about. Hey, buddy. Soul ban. I don't like that at all. Let's kick that. It just sounds like a bad thing for me. Don't ban my soul. I need that. I should really heal. I should really be healing the tank more. Oh wait, that's about to wear off and heal him. Oh well. Party healing now. Keep aggro on. Reduce damage. We'll make this really easy. There we go. Now just make a big ol' mess of his organs. Sweet. Here we go. He's going down. Yeah, I feel like I really dodged a bullet by not doing a let's play of Sword Coast Legends. I was really hyped up for it, and I was actually sitting there requesting, like, I was trying to request a review copy, and they didn't send me one. They didn't deny me either. They literally just ignored my emails, basically. So, like, if they had sent me an advanced copy, I probably would have done a let's play of it, and I might have been miserable because it seems like the game's not particularly fun, and it seems like it doesn't really fulfill its promises. So it kind of just seems like something I'm better off just kind of just forgetting about, which is a bummer of a thing to say about a game, but it happens. Button. Where are we now? Somewhere new still? Button. Hello, staff. Anything else around here? Huh? Does this just keep going? Damn. Let's see. How does staff look? That's gonna be a healer item to compare. Legendary Iron Staff of the Wizard. So there's some tiny loss of major stats, but a bunch of stamina, like 70 extra hit points, is not negligible to keep the healer alive. It's a lot of crit loss, which is a bummer, because that's what I've been specializing in, but it does replace it 1-to-1 with haste, so at least I'm not totally losing out. What's the damage increase like? Let's see. DPS? That's 2 extra DPS. That's probably not something I should ignore. But how bad's the crit gonna get hit? Crit chance? Ah, it's going down 6%. That is a big loss of crit. That might not be worth it. Oh, there is 10% haste, which could almost make up for any difference. It's a lot of haste. Part of me just wants to use it because it's a goddamn legendary item. Is that bad? Let's use it. Let's see. Awareness and crit. Hey, more crit chance. That'll help make up for the difference, right? Sweet crit. Just get some of it crawling back. Let's check the side door over here. Going down, huh? Any buttons around here? It's just sort of a dead end over here? Weird, it points right towards, like, the beginning of the dungeon, basically. Did I miss a lever? Huh. Well, let's not focus on it too much. It just loops back to the beginning of the dungeon, so it's not like I need to go there. But yeah, among other things, my mage now has like 3,500 hit, or 350 hit points, so that's a lot of survivability. Considering the final fight could be really tough for all I know. Are we going back upstairs? We are. Where am I? Oh, there's the staircase. Oh, here we go. We found our way into this nexus over here again. Interesting.